Thank you very much, Acting Deputy President. Today I speak about the report that I'm tabling for the 145th Inter-Parliamentary Union Assembly, which, as I've said, was held on the 11th to the 15th of October this year. I was greatly honoured to be selected as an IPU delegate for the Australian Parliament and to be part of the delegation which did travel to Kigali, Rwanda, to participate in the 145th IPU Assembly. The delegation was led by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Honourable Milton Dick MP, and I joined the delegation and was accompanied by the Honourable Warren Entsch MP, Senator Fatima Payman, who I see here in the chamber, and Dr Gordon Reid MP. Firstly, I'd like to most sincerely thank both Jane Thompson and Tony Machulik from the Senate Department for all of their work organising the delegation visit and also for the preparation of this outstanding report. The IPU itself brings together parliamentarians from around the globe to promote peace, democracy and sustainable development, and it also provides an important forum for Australian parliamentary representatives to contribute to contemporaneous global discussions. The IPU itself was founded in 1889, and there are currently 178 parliaments who are members of the IPU and an additional 14 associate members. It really does offer a unique opportunity for delegates to meet with their international counterparts, and the Australian delegation this time met with delegations from New Zealand, Fiji, Timor-Leste, Canada and Britain, and also held bilateral meetings with delegations from Afghanistan, Georgia and Serbia. The topic of this year's general debate was absolutely spot on in terms of its relevance. It was about gender equality and gender-sensitive parliaments as drivers for a more resilient and peaceful world. It was both interesting and very practical. We also engaged in very fruitful discussions considering a rights-based gender response approach to migration, as well as methods to address the root causes of human trafficking and also to ensure survivor-centric anti-trafficking legislation, something that I am particularly passionate about throughout my time here in the Australian Senate. The Assembly also adopted a very strong resolution condemning Russia's military occupation of the sovereign Ukraine territory and human rights violations perpetrated in the Ukraine territory following the Russian invasion. And I'm also very proud to say that when the Russian delegates spoke, the Australian representatives walked out with the Ukrainian delegations in a very visible show of support. It was a privilege to address the 34th session of the Forum of Female Parliamentarians and also the Standing Committee on Democracy and Human Rights. And on behalf of Australia, I put forward a proposal to combat the global issue of orphanage trafficking, which was accepted for consideration by the Standing Committee. The response of other parliamentarians from around the world was immediate and was incredibly positive. My proposal will be put forward as a formal resolution to the 146th IPU Assembly in Bahrain next year, and then will be formally adopted at the 147th IPU in October next year. And I'm greatly honoured now to have been selected or appointed as a co-rapporteur for the resolution, and I'm now working alongside colleagues from other parliaments to raise awareness of this issue, to prepare a package of material for parliamentarians so that they can start tackling this insidious form of trafficking. For those in this chamber who have not heard me speak about orphanage trafficking previously, it is a particularly insidious form of 21st century trafficking that we have created through our naivety, but also through our compassion to assist orphans and children who are less well off. That has created a multi-billion-dollar criminal enterprise, a scam, which is now trafficking up to 8 million children into orphanages, so Australians and others can have an orphanage experience. So, in conclusion, Mr Acting Deputy President, I would like to thank everybody on the delegation, and particularly to Senator Payman, who very ably took forward this motion, and I thank her for her enthusiasm and for her very persuasive words at the conference. And
Thank you, Senator Reynolds.